G'day trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Legends Arceus video. Today, what I want to discuss is one of the more fascinating parts of this game, and that's how they've set up so many of these characters to clearly be progenitors and ancestors of characters we've come to know and love in the mainline timelines. Some of these are pretty obvious, however some of them require a little bit more critical thinking to properly get your head around. Let's take a look. First off, I want to begin with probably the most obvious one on this list, and that's Commander Kamado. The Commander is the leader of the Galaxy Expedition team, and the one who has taken up this mission to set up roots in the wilds of Hisui. While Kamado is confirmed to be the ancestor of the one and only Professor Rowan of the Sinnoh region, we could have easily figured this out ourselves. Not only are their stern nature and physical appearance clearly shared, once you complete the Pokedex, Commander Kamado tells you that he's been thinking of stepping down as the leader of this expedition to study Pokemon under Professor Laventon, hinting at his descendant's future career path. Next up is Professor Laventon, the Pokemon professor of the Galaxy Expedition team and the Hisui region. Laventon seems to be an ancestor of Pokemon League champion Leon and future Pokemon researcher Hop from Pokemon Sword and Shield, which takes place in the Galar region. Firstly, let's mention their skin tone, hair color, and shape. These are all very reminiscent of each other. Normally you shouldn't generalize on skin tone and color, but in Pokemon where the majority of all the characters are white, any differences really stand out and could lead to any form of family relation. The hair color of these three is identical, and even though Laventon is wearing a beanie, Hop's hairstyle could easily be hiding under there. When you couple this with the fact that there are several hints that Professor Laventon may be from the Galar region, being that in the Pokedex entry for Raichu, he mentions Copperajah that live in his homeland. Currently, Copperajah are only known to live in the Galar region. The writing on the blackboard in his office uses the alphabet from Pokemon Sword and Shield instead of the same style of writing used everywhere else in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and he often uses very British phrases such as jolly good. So when you put these all together, I don't think it's too far-fetched to suggest that Professor Laventon is a very, very distant ancestor to the Pokemon League champion Leon and future Pokemon researcher Hop. Next up, we have Captain Cyllene, another stern leader amongst the Galaxy Expedition team. She's also been confirmed by the official website to be the ancestor of the leader of Team Galactic, Cyrus. These two share many similar features such as their personality and even physical traits. I personally believe that Cyllene could be somewhat responsible for Cyrus's knowledge on forging the Red Chain in the Generation 4 games. And it's very possible that she's been recording the process that was followed by the protagonist to forge the Red Chain. This could also indicate that Cyrus isn't a very original character and he's just following in Volo's footsteps. Who knows, it could come out in a future BDSP expansion pack that maybe Volo was transported to the future and he's manipulating Cyrus. But that's a discussion for another video. Speaking of Volo, he's up next on our list. The seemingly friendly Ginkgo guild member who would later turn on us for the sake of meeting Arceus, and the kind older lady he introduces us to at the ancient retreat, Mistress Kogita, who aided us on our journey to forge the Red Chain and capture the forces of nature. Both of these characters seem to be very distant relations of fan favourite Pokemon League champion, Cynthia. Volo is very easily recognised physically as an ancestor to Cynthia, but that's not all. They both share a fascination with myths and legends of Sinnoh and Hisui, and they both seem to be largely into travelling, as you rather frequently run into both of them out of the blue. The absolute nail in the coffin for this connection is the final battle. Volo uses an almost identical team to Cynthia, right down to her signature Spiritomb and Garchomp, and unless my ears were deceiving me, I'm pretty sure that was the exact same battle music playing for Volo that plays when you battle Cynthia. Kogita doesn't seem to have the same easily recognisable relationship to Cynthia. However, they both do seem to share a fashion sense, and just like Volo, Mistress Kogita is fascinated with myths and lore. Now, full disclosure, this next part I didn't theorise myself, I saw on Reddit and thought it was definitely worth mentioning. These three seem to form a mysterious trio that could tie into the legends of Sinnoh themselves. It's possible that Cynthia, Kogita, and Volo are meant to mirror the late guardians Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf, which would explain their fixation on the Pokemon's ancient creation myths. The name Volo is Latin for want or will, which ties into Azelf, the being of willpower. Kogita, on the other hand, means to ponder or to think, much like Yuxi, the being of knowledge. And Cynthia's Japanese name is Sharona, means love growing stronger, which would connect her to the final lake guardian, Mesbrite, the being of emotion. However, while the potential connection between this trio and the lake trio does seem plausible, it doesn't explain how both Volo and Kogita are Cynthia's ancestors, considering that we have no idea what has happened to Volo at the end of the game, and Kogita does seem to be a bit more elderly, with no signs of children. Moving on to the leader of our favourite group of merchants, Ginter. Ginter seems to be an ancestor of Volkner, the electric-type gym leader of Sunyshore City in the Sinnoh region. They seem to share a very similar face and very distinct slouching or bored styles. While Ginter doesn't play a large role in the story, watching him slouch at his cart in Jubilat Village is very reminiscent of Volkner's iconic pose and is enough of an indication for this Pokemon trainer to believe they're related. Arezu, a Diamond Clan warden who is responsible for caring for the noble Lady Lilligant, has a strikingly similar haircut to Commander Mars of the modern-day Team Galactic. They share a rather brash or impulsive nature, and they both exhibit extreme loyalty to their leaders, Adaman for Arezu and Cyrus for Mars. The final hint comes down to her name. Arezu's name could be based off Ares, the Greek god of war, who's also known as Mars in Roman mythology. Leon is one of the Pearl Clan wardens, and the first that you assist in quelling his noble Pokemon, the noble Lord Cleaver. I believe he is an ancestor to Clay, the ground-type gym leader from the Unova region. The features that led us to believe that they are related is their hair, as they have very similar curly brown hair, but the more obvious being that Leon's hat is almost identical to Clay's. They share a very similar disposition worn on their faces, and they also have a very stubborn nature, but beneath that rough surface, there is a truly caring side to both of them. Next up is Colza, and if you don't recognize that name, he's the man that's seen tending to the farm in Jubilat Village where you can grow resources like mints, apricorns, and much more. Colza has a very distinct haircut, which reminds us of the grass-type gym leader from Sinnoh, Gardenia. Apart from the haircut, they seem to have a very warm and welcoming personality, and Colza's role as the leader of the Galaxy Expedition Team's agricultural corps suggests that his love for plants and nature run in the family. Garrick of the Pearl Clan and warden of the noble Lord Avalog, who can always be found working out shirtless in the middle of a frozen wasteland, shares very similar features to Wulfric, the Ice-type gym leader of Kalos. They both seem to be as hard as well, ice, and have similar pompadour-style haircuts. Wulfric's strongest Pokemon is actually an Avalugg, seemingly cementing this theory in as plausible. On to the Misfortune Sisters. First up is Coin. She seems to be a distant relation of Commander Saturn of modern-day Sinnoh and the equally modern Team Galactic. They both play very minor roles in their respective games, and both have a Toxicroak as their partner Pokemon. Clover is the second Misfortune sister, and seems to be an ancestor of Candace, the Ice-type gym leader of Snowpoint Gym in the modern Sinnoh. Their delivery of dialogue and natures may be different, but they are both energetic and out there characters. They both have an Abomasnow as their partner Pokemon. And Charm, the final Misfortune sister, seems to have two descendants in the modern era, Bertha and Agatha. Bertha is the Ground-type master of the Sinnoh League's Elite Four, while Agatha, on the other hand, is the Ghost-type master of the Kanto League's Elite Four. There have been theories that Agatha and Bertha were related for quite a few years now, and this familial similarities between the three seem to confirm this theory. Charm has both a Rhydon and a Gengar, which is a nod to Bertha's Rhyperior and Agatha's Gengar. Mai, the Diamond Clan warden for the noble Weirdeer, would be the ancestor of Marley, a trainer that you meet after defeating the Elite Four of Sinnoh on Victory Road. In the Japanese version of Diamond and Pearl, Marley's name is Mai. They have very similar facial features and an almost identical hairstyle. Pair this with their stoicism and you're almost guaranteed this relation. Purcell of the Galaxy Expedition Team's medical corps could very well be the ancestor to two different characters. Both train a Mira, who was lost in the Wayward Cave in Diamond and Pearl. They have near identical styles. They have near identical hairstyles, but Purcell may also be the ancestor to Nurse Joy, with her love of healing and her caring and loving personality all but confirming this. Rai is the man with the Lucario partner and is definitely a distant relation of trainer Riley from Diamond and Pearl. They both look and act identical, but they have both incredibly strong bonds with their Lucario. On top of this, once you defeat Rai for the first time, Riley's hat actually becomes available to purchase in Jubilife Village from the Clothier. Sabi, the youngest of all wardens and member of the Diamond Clan, has a strikingly similar appearance to Cheryl, a Pokemon trainer from the Sinnoh region that specializes in Pokemon with high HP. Apart from the green braided hair, there are no other similarities that I could find anyway, so we might just need to see if they flesh out this character in future DLC. And for my second least favourite character in the entire game, potentially the entire franchise, it's going to be Benny, the master of potato mochi. Benny seems to be the ancestor of our Generation 3 rival in Hoenn, the beloved Wally. Benny's identity is not fully revealed until the endgame. Benny's identity is not fully revealed till near the endgame. His hairstyle is identical, apart from some grey hairs, but of course he is quite advanced in age, so that makes sense. In the post-game, Benny intends to move to much warmer region, which could explain the reason as to why Wally is in Hoenn and not the Sinnoh region. And finally, our main characters, Ray and Akari. They're both clearly Dawn and Lucas from Generation 4, but this could mean that our character never gets to go home. It would indicate to me that our character remains behind in ancient Hisui and builds a life for themselves. Now, it is possible that they do get to go home and they start a family that coincidentally produces children at the same age and time as the other potential main character. However, based on the smartphone that our character starts off with, I don't believe that there's enough time for this to happen. So it does look like we are going to be stuck in the Hisui region, potentially forever. Alright trainers, this has been every ancestor and connection that I've been able to find. Were there any that you disagree with? Are there any that you believe could be a match that I didn't mention? Let me know down below, and have a great day.